ho, holy ho, holy ho. They not like us. They not like us. Why does my shirt keep going down? I'm trying to make it look like I'm somewhat professional, but my shirt keep going down. Wait, what's going on though? What's happening? What's up? Got that thing fired up. Hope all is well. Hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all doing great. I know it's a little later, but sometimes the best time to talk to people, or the best time to get your message out, is when people are winding down for the day. Because one thing, in my personal opinion, you reflect a lot on your day when you're winding down. Whenever you're laying in your bed and you're relaxing, or you're watching TV and the TV's on in the background and you're surfing the web, or you're laying down, or you're sitting in the tub, or you're just straightening up the house, getting your day ready for tomorrow, I think sometimes that's the best time you kind of reflect on your day. Me personally, I do it when I'm at the gym. I do my best reflecting at the gym or when I'm driving. But a lot of people statistically reflect whenever they're winding down for their day. So I like to come on late at night, or I like to come on early in the morning. You getting your day started. I like to throw new um, mindsets and new thinking at you the first thing of the day, so you can reflect on it all day long. But um, I'm coming on here. We're streaming live on all social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. Welcome, welcome. I see you. What's happening over there? And if you're new here, make sure you're following. The same old corny stuff that everybody says. Make sure you're following. Make sure you're liking. TikTok. Make sure you tap the screen. And if you would like to follow, go to the YouTube channel. Watch from there. I'm gonna be saying the same thing. It's a little laggy on some other channels, but there at least I get paid. I might get $1 for you being over there, and at least if you can you know help support me while just watching. It really helps out. But I appreciate y'all being here. And I noticed that a lot of people I'm trending on, I think, Instagram. I don't know. I made a video about a guy spending his money on a dumbass Scat Pack or Hellcat or something like that. And I don't know. I guess people resonated with it. And I said, okay, cool, let's go. And, you know, social media will send you messages saying, hey, we push you, you push us. Like, you go live, you post to us, and we'll push you, right? So I get people to stay on their platform. They push me socially. I get my message out, and scratch my back, I scratch yours. All right. So let's get to a couple questions real quick before I get to a general lesson. What are my opinions on REITs? REITs are good. Buying your own real estate is better, right? So a REIT is when you put money into a pot, and then the pot invests in real estate. It's like a fund that's almost syndication related. So if you don't even know what syndication is, so syndication manager or a fund manager. So if I wanted to start a syndication fund, which I did for a while, but I just didn't like it. It wasn't my thing. I just hated taking people's money. I hate borrowing people's money. I always felt super awkward owing somebody money. So I made them money, and then after I said, okay, after this time, well, I'm gonna make you some money, then I'm gonna just give it back. I didn't like that one bit. It just wasn't my thing. But anyways, syndication deal or syndication managers, what they'll do is they'll go out to multiple different people. You have accredited investors and non-accredited investors. A non-accredited investor is just anybody. Okay, and then you have, sorry, there's three different types. You have a non-accredited investor, accredited investor, and then you have what's called friends and family. Friends and family, you can borrow or invest as much money as you want from them. So if you go to your mom, your dad, your sister, your brothers, your cousin, as much money as possible. A friend, somebody you've known, some acquaintance, you can borrow as much money as from them. Not borrow, you can invest as much money into your fund. And what you'll do is you say, hey, I have an apartment complex I want to buy. It's $3 million. I need a down payment of $300,000. I'm taking a round of funding. You want to invest, you invest. If you don't, you don't. So that's how you get money from friends and family. Then you have what's called a accredited investor. Accredited investor is someone who has $1 million net worth, or an individual who makes over $250,000 a year. You can ask a accredited investor for money. Okay. But it is illegal to ask non-accredited investors for money. So if you don't have $1 million net worth, or you don't make over $250,000 a year, it is illegal to ask a person who's not a friend or a family member, who doesn't make over $250,000 a year or has $1 million net worth for money. So that's why you can't. That's why you don't see ad commercials for like, "Hey, how you doing? My name is Joe Smith. I want to buy this apartment complex. Do you want to invest with me? Send me money." No, you can't do that. That is illegal, according to the SEC. It's the Security Exchange Commission. So how do you get out of the loophole of finding accredited investors, or having friends and family who had that kind of money? The trick is to find people who want to invest with you, but don't talk about your investment until you become their friend. It's kind of like a little weird thing. That's how you kind of get away with it. So, hey man, what's going on? How you doing? Hey man, I see you a real estate manager. Oh yeah. Anyways, you like to golf? Don't even talk about it. Now let's go golfing. You want to go out to eat? Let's go to the club. You like girls? Let's go hang out at the bar. You like to drink? All right, cool. Get the hanging out for a couple times. You say, what do you do? Oh, I have a fund. I raise money for real estate. Oh man, how much you need? Oh man, I need about $200,000 for this one fund. But if you want to invest in it, since we're friends now, I guess we can. That's how you kind of get away with the syndication. But a REIT is when a company buys real estate and then you invest in the fund, and they put a whole bunch of money together, and then they pay you a interest or a dividend. They typically range from 8 to 12%. So, moral of the story, if that answers your question, yes, REITs are good. But why don't you just either start your own syndication, you buy the properties and you make the profit, and or start your own fund, invest other people's money, or you buy your own real estate, which has way better returns than 8 to 12%. Or you can just manage the fund of a syndication fund, which they get the acquisition fee. Acquisition just a fancy word for buying something. Disposition fee is just a fancy word for selling something. And management fee or holding fee, which is a fancy word for day-to-day operations. So they might take 5% acquisition, 5% management per year, and then 5% disposition. So you buy a $3 million property, 5% of $3 million bucks, that's $150,000. Management fee, $150,000 a year, and then the disposition fee, you sell it for $4 million. Now you up $200,000 for selling it, and all you did was pull the money together, right? You don't even take any of the interest But if you put your own money in it, then you can do it like that too. But that's a whole nother story. I'm on a rant. Anyways, hope all is well. Hope we in here learning. Hope we got some good questions coming on. Mostly talking about dividend income. I don't know what that means. So let me see what we got. Who we got in here? Social media. All right. YouTube in the house. Twitch in the house. Twitter in the house. No Facebook ever, but it's all good. How can I set up time with you about a business opportunity? I need guidance. Well, you're in the right place. I actually have a class coming up here Wednesday. You can ask me all the questions you want. Click the link in the bio, join the free class, or go to therichgetricher.com, which no one ever does that. Just click the link, whatever social media platform you're on, It'll say be your own boss. Go there, sign up, and I'll see you in class. And then you can go from there. If you want to do a one-on-one, or you want a phone call, or you want to set something up, we can kind of go from there. But that's how you get a hold of me. Thank you for the nuggets of knowledge. I appreciate it. What are my thoughts on Section 8? Oh my goodness, here we go. Section 8 is a good program for real estate. Okay? Section 8 is not the only program for real estate. People talk about Section 8. I'm going to give you a great analogy. It's like someone coming to you. There's someone saying, what do you think about? I'm trying to think of a super popular team. What do you think about the Dallas Cowboys? Yeah, they're one team out of the whole NFL. They're a good team, but are they the best team? At any given Sunday, they can win, or any given Sunday, they can lose. Basketball, what do you think about the Lakers? The Lakers are a good team. Even given day, they can win. Any given day, they can lose. But there's 32 other teams. Baseball, what do you think about the Atlanta Braves? They're a good team, but any given Sunday or any given day, they can lose. Just like any given day, they can win. You need to know all the teams in the NBA. You need to know all the teams in the NFL. You need to know all the teams in baseball. It's the same thing when it comes to real estate. You need to know all the different programs, right? Because let's say if you found a deal, but Section 8 won't work. Well, I paid these gurus to teach me Section 8, and this deal, Section 8 won't work, or Section 8 in this state is crappy, or this is not a landlord renter friendly state, or Section 8 doesn't pay 90% or 100% or 80% or whatever the value of it is. Sometimes Section 8 gives you a small percentage depending on the state. So let's say a Section 8 does like a supplementation, right? So they'll give you 10%, 15%, 20%. If the rent is $1,000 and they give them $200, what the does I give about? That don't make me no difference. If they're $800 short, I'm kicking their ass out. It doesn't make a difference in certain states, so it's irrelevant. So in Section 8, some programs don't even work. You know about wholesaling, bird dogging, syndication? I kind of explained that. Section 8, do you know about lease option? Do you know about buy and hold? You know about bird strategy? You know about fix and flipping? I mean, you know about banner signs? You know about tax liens or tax deeds? Every state is different, people. Every real estate deal is different. If Section 8 won't work, take the hat off, put on your owner financing, or creative financing, or seller financing, or sub 2, right? Do you even know what sub 2 is? Some people might do. You know what lease options is? Some people do. You know what lease buyback is? You know what seller carry is? Some people do. You need to know all the techniques if you really want to get into real estate. And the bad part about it is I was buying real estate for years. And I thought I was the big dog. Oh man, I'm buying a property a month. I damn got all these people moving and shaking. I'm buying all these properties. And then you start meeting mother truckers that really move and do some serious numbers. And I'm talking to them about certain programs and certain things. And it was like, bro, what the are you talking about? Like I had 40, 50, 60 properties or whatever. And then you start meeting mother cluckers with 31, 32, 3,300 properties, 8,000 properties, 8,000 properties. Younger guys than me and you. I'm in my 40s, so guys younger than me. You got 8,000 units? How the hell you do that? Like this. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm just like, I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, I can tell you don't know what you're talking about. That's why you gotta learn. That's why you gotta learn. He ain't lying. I ain't gotta lie about no freaking money. I almost wish someone would call me a liar, because I go on rants. I got my receipts. I'll Google and show you everything that you ever asked me. He in the zone. Do you know any trades? Do I know any trades? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But welcome in, everybody. Thank you for coming in. YouTube is doing okay. Twitch is doing okay. Welcome in. I don't know who be zooming in from Twitch. If you in from Twitch, man, say something. I appreciate you being here, man, because I never go on that platform. I don't even think I remember my password. But I do like it shows I'm on there. So hey, I cater to you. So if you want to watch this, if you're enjoying this, you find value in this, if you want to watch from YouTube, it'll help me out more, please. Phantom Towing, what's happening? I see you. Would people? I can't see because of the wording is cliche to my shirt. Would you find people who really wanted to help themselves? Would I find people? I don't know about would I find people and go give them what they help. You know, one thing about me, man, is I get on here and I just talk. Right? You ask a question, and my why I really provide value to people is that when I talk and I speak, I try to be genuine and I try to give you straightforward guidance. And if you give value to people over time, then whenever they really need something, they'll come and find you. So that's what, I'm not finding anybody. I just get on here and talk. All right. Someone said, any guidance for contractors? Yeah. You know the weird part about it is I I wrote a book on how to scale a contracting, landscaping, roofing, general contractor company. But I only wrote like 10 pages and I just never did anything with it. But that's a whole nother story. But if you wanted to get deep dive into it, we could, you could. I'm passionately about to make money. Okay, get there. I see you. I'm new here. Well, welcome. How can I go from debt to being financially secure? Right? First of all, when people say stuff like financially free, financially secure, rich, a millionaire, or any of that type of stuff, that's almost like talking vague. It's like someone saying, hey man, I want to be slow. I'm slow now and I want to be fast. Okay, cool. Hey man, I'm overweight now and I want to be skinny. Oh, okay, like what is that? What is skinny? What is fast? What is financially free? What is financially secure? And once you kind of like you say that, take a step back, define what that is to you, because we're all different. Some people say financially secure is having enough money every month, extra money every month. But that's still just a blanket statement. It's not a number. Because once you have that number, then we can go for the number. It's hard to chase an idea, right? I'll give you a great example. I want to be a ladies' man. Okay, what the hell does that mean? I want to have 3 girlfriends that I can pick from to potentially be a wife. Now we're talking, because that's a specific task. All right. I want to be skinny. I don't know what that means. Well, I'm 240 now. I want to be 180. Okay, that's a go. We can hit that, because now you have a starting point, and now you have metrics on success. 230, 220, 210, 200, 190, 180. Simple. I want to have at least $10,000 worth of passive income every month, which, sure. Okay, cool. Now we got a number. Now let's start talking about passive income. Let's start talking about more income. Let's start talking about side hustle income. Let's start talking about the money you're making now. Let's talk about the money you're spending now. Because once you understand that it's just numbers, break down the numbers, and you get ahead. So, to answer to your question, I don't know how much he said go from debt to financially secure. I don't know how much debt you got. So we got to get rid of debt, because good debt puts money in your pocket. Bad debt takes money out your pocket every month. If you stop working, how much money are you bringing in every month? Most people is going to be zero, or even less than zero. Like, I want you to think about it, right? Because jobs are this idea that it's like a false sense of security, right? I want everybody to do this exercise. I want you to imagine tomorrow you lost your job. And I hate to be like negative, because I try not to talk like this, but this is just an experiment. You lost your job tomorrow, and you didn't work for the next 3 months. On average, month 1, month 2, month 3. How much money would, and let's say you had, I don't know, $10,000 in your account. How long, 1, would it take for that account to get to 0? And 2, how much money is going out of your account every month, and how much money is coming into your account, not including your check? Okay? I want you to really sit. I want, if you don't remember nothing today, right? Because this is learning, it's a stepping stone. If you don't remember anything today, remember that. Hey, we got to do some layoffs. The economy is a little tanking. We got to let everybody go. It happens all the time. And let's say you couldn't find another job for 3 months. 1, how long could you survive without a job? 2, if you had $10,000 in the bank, which I know most people don't, but let's say hypothetically you had $10,000 in the bank, how long would it take before it's gone? How much money goes out of your account? And another easy way to do how much money goes out your account every month, and how much money comes into your account that you don't work for. And once you start sitting back and looking at it like that, now you really truly understand income that you don't work for. If the answer is no, zero income, no income coming in, you have a problem. You have a problem. If you are solely relying on a job to pay your bills, to maintain your lifestyle, you have a problem. Jobs are not loyal to you. I don't give a damn how long you've been there. I don't know how important you feel you are. They will let your ass go like this and not give 2 damns about you. They'll fire you tomorrow and have your replacement there on Thursday. And by the next Monday, they'll forget you even worked there. Right? I mean, and then the bad part about it is stop me when I'm lying. Right? You know how many jobs I've had in my life? Right? I did 22 years in the United States military. The last day I left, nobody, except one dude I talked to, we was good friends for like 5 years. One person I talked to is still there. 22 years in military service, one person. One person messaged me, and one person messaged me talking about fantasy football, but it was like a joke. Not like, man, how you doing? What's going on? Is everything okay? No. And one guy didn't even ask me how I was. We just was cool, and we started talking about he's having a baby shower. We was kind of cool because we're cool. Two people, pretty much 1.5. 22 years of service. They kicked my ass out, and it is what it is. Now, what they'll do to a 22-year decorated vet? I fought 6 damn wars for these people. 6 wars. You know, Iraqi freedom? Yeah, that was me. I helped shut down the base in Iraq or Afghanistan. No, it was Afghanistan, I think. Yeah, or whatever it was. I don't remember. You know the airplane that had all those people on it? The people was hanging on the side? Yeah, that was my aircraft. You know, you can Google that. United States Air Force airplane. The airplane number was 1107. 1107. They was taking the refugees out of the country. Yeah, that was my aircraft. And all the crap that was on it, I had to clean that off. So the people that was hanging onto it, that was in the landing gear or hanging onto the door that was closing, yeah, I had to clean that shit off. I thought it was hydraulic fluid. Guess what? You think the motherfuckers told me thanks? They don't give a damn about you. They didn't give a damn about me. Your job? They don't care about you. They care about the bottom dollar. And that's the bottom line. If the job's objective or your work's objective is to make money, which most businesses are, if they're not making money, the first thing, right? I learned this at Harvard Business School. I didn't even have to go to Harvard to learn this. The first thing people cut when businesses are in turmoil, employees. They're not going to cut their ads. They're not going to cut marketing. They still got to advertise. They still got to, promote their services. They make people do more with less. They do more with less. And no matter how good you think you are, how untouchable you think you are, how bested you think you are, how everybody loves me here, they will get rid of your ass. Now, here we go. Let's do this. By show of a random emoji. Just put a random emoji in the chat. Have you ever been fired or let go from a job for unforeseen circumstances or not to because of against your own will? Okay? Put an emoji in the chat. I want to just see if you've been let go from a job because of whatever reason. Don't make a difference. I don't give a damn if you was fired. I don't give a damn if you was let go. I don't give a damn if you was a Christmas casual. I don't give a damn if they was overemployed. I don't give a damn if it was a manning issue. I don't give a damn if they had a seniority issue and you was a low man on a totem pole. If you've ever been fired or let go or terminated, whatever damn terminology you want, put it in the chat. So either everybody who's commenting or saying something are horrible workers, or the system does not give a shit about you. I see y'all. laugh emoji, cry emoji, hand emoji, fire emoji, boom emoji, dollar sign emoji. So either the system don't give a damn about you, or you're not that good at your job. I don't think it's your job. I don't think it's you. It's just the system. But why are you strictly relying on a job? You should be taking every minute of your waking days trying to make as much money as possible that you don't have to work for. And this is what's crazy, because when I was in the military, and I was started making, I was like 10 years in, and I started making some good money. And like my supervisor or co-workers or my subordinates or whoever the fuck it was, they was like, yo man, you gotta get your head in the game, man. We got a mission. And I'm just like, man, this mission. If I get fired tomorrow, you think they're gonna give it that? Like, that mission ain't gonna pay my bills. You know? I mean, I did what I had to do, but it was a minimum. And some people hated me for that. And I can respect that. I can respect that. But they are slaves to their job. And when that job, military, government, employee, hourly wage, whenever they get rid of your ass, because we ain't gonna work forever. Whenever they get rid of your ass, what do you have set up to ensure that your lifestyle is remaining what it is? If the answer is nothing, you are fucking up. If you go to your job and give 100% every day, you're messing up. 50, 60% max, people. The other 40%, when you're on your lunch break, or when you got a free minute, ain't doing nothing, you need to be working on your side hustle, working on your side business, working on your business structure, working on raising capital, working on looking at real estate, working on business acquisitions, working on investing. You got to be working on this stuff, right? Not looking up the new iPhone, not surfing on TikTok talking about some freaking, man, this, oh man, you saw this cat video? Don't fuck about no cats. I ain't got time for that, man. How many property managers did you call today and ask them, do they have any properties available? Right? Do you have anybody that, hey man, did you have any properties that a person don't want to manage no more? They want to liquidate and get out of the properties? Oh yeah, I got one guy, he got 10 properties. Cool. Send them my way. I'll take them off his hands. But it is what it is. It is what it is. They not like us. They not like us. What you cooking? I'm always cooking. Why always get somebody in the comments talking about Kamala or Trump? And y'all know my opinion on that too, man. All that shit's bought out, right? I gave the example yesterday, but hell, I guess I'll give it again, right? I donated money to a candidate, and those mother cluckers, his team called me every week. Hey, how you doing? You need anything? No, don't need anything. Oh, okay, cool. I gave a decent amount, right? If you want to try to guess what you think of how much I gave, put it in the comments. And then all I said, I wanted to talk to the guy or the girl. Said, okay, we'll see if we can work something out. 3 days later, I got a call. Talked to one of the big dogs for 3 minutes on the phone. And he asked me, did I need anything? I said, no, just wanted to talk. Said, okay, cool. That was that. You think your vote really makes a difference? You think these people out here, you think politics do what's best for you? No, they cater to the stock market and they cater to business owners. They cater to people that can really contribute to their contributions in their campaigns. Now think about it. Kamala went to some, I think it was a black fraternity, I think, a black sorority, and they raised her $1 million for in her campaign, and she showed up and gave a speech. So I want you to think about that. $1 million and a presidential candidate will show up at an event that you're hosting and give a speech. What about 5 million? What's she doing for me then? I think her first week initially running for office, she raised $11 million. Let's say if I gave 10. You think your vote or your support gonna get more pull than my $10 million contribution? Come on, man. Come on, right? Let's say if I did the same thing with Trump. You know, you give your little $25, you wear your Trump shirt. You think you really moving the needle? Hey, Mr. Trump, here $10 million. Best believe I'll get a call from his ass tomorrow morning. I best believe. And I'll say, hey, what's the next event you got? I want to come through. Oh, sure. My team will set it up. Fly out, probably meet him backstage, shake his hand. I say, hey, yo, since more likely you're going to win this, I need a favor. That's how the shit gets done. So when y'all talk about politics, y'all ain't got a clue. Hate to be a butthole about it, but it's all good. Do I think college is worth it? Yes and no. More so, you know, the things I learned, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. Do you need college? No. Do I think it's worth it? No. But do I appreciate it? Sure. I think I learned more in 4 years in the military than I did 4 years in college. But I honestly think there's like 4 major significant events that taught me more about my day-to-day stuff than any of that. First of all, I had to take a what's called a BIC in the United States military, basic instructor course. And it taught me like pitch, tone, vernacular, presentation, conveying a message, like how to public speak. And it was like 7 weeks, 8 hours a day, 7 days, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for 9 weeks. I learned more in that public speaking big instructor course than 90% of the shit I learned in college. That, and I almost recommend everybody to do this, right? You can do BNI, you can do Toastmaster, and that type of stuff like that, where they make you better public speakers. That type of stuff, worth every penny. And then the first day you get in there, they'll say, okay, cool. You need to give a 3-minute speech on who you are. Go. No prep time, no nothing. You just like, and then they'll say, okay, cool. Come back next week. We learned what we did right and wrong. We record each other, and then we watched it. A week later, we had a public speaking event. They gave us a random subject. Mine was, what are the benefits of being an ant? They said, what's the benefits of being an ant? You have 30 seconds to get your talking points. You need to talk for 5 minutes. Go. 30 seconds. What are the benefits of being an ant? So I'm going to give you some public speaking one-on-one. First, you need an introduction, then you need a summary, or then an entering summary. Then you need talking points. And then you need, that's pretty much it. For a 5-minute speech, it's not that long, right? So You have a strong shell. You're super strong, and you work all day, but you work for a passion of loving your queen or something like that. I forgot what I said. Introduction. Hey, how you doing? My name is Ernest. I am a worker in Salem, Massachusetts, and I just blah 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 blah. Once you kind of get it, once they kind of, and then we went from 5 minute speeches to 10 minute speeches, and then we went from 10 minute speeches to 15 minute speeches, to 15 minute speeches to an hour long speech, and then the hardest one was an hour long impromptu random subject speech. I don't know if you ever had to sit there and talk for an hour on a subject that you don't have no clue about. But once you mastered public speaking, you got it. Anybody in here can give me any subject. 3 hours straight. That's the power of learning proper public speaking. 3 hours, any subject, any. I don't give a shit what it is. Like I'm talking now, just talking. Just talking. No subject. Thank you for the follow, whoever just followed me. Appreciate it. You got to learn that type of stuff, man. And then like people come up to me and say like, yo, man, I want to go raise capital. I want to find some private investors. Cool. I'll give you 30 seconds to think over your thoughts. I want you to pitch me why I should give you the money. It's got to be 5 minutes long. It can't be shorter than 4.5, and it can't be longer than 5.5. Go. Man, I don't know what to talk about. So why the hell am I going to give you the damn information? You can't even talk to nobody. If somebody walked in this room right now and they say, hey, how you doing? This is a Japanese investor. He's looking to buy $45 million worth of apartments in the United States this week. I felt like he was the guy you come to. Cool. Hey, how you doing, sir? Welcome to America. How was the plane trip? Oh, man, that's crazy, man. That jet lag is weird. What's the hour differential? Ain't it like 14 hours or something? Oh, man, that's crazy. I visited Japan once. I was in the United States military, and I visited Japan, and it's great food, great culture. I love it. It's very beautiful over there. What part are you from? Oh, yeah, I always wanted to visit up there, too. That's more north, right? Is it kind of cold? You see what I'm doing? I just made that shit up. I'm establishing rapport so this guy will spend $45 million with me. I'm not just going to be like, hey, man, give me your money. No. And what's crazy about it, I've never even been to Japan. That skill. But that's what makes me the best. They not like us. They like us. Thoughts on a cleaning business? Yeah, cleaning businesses can be very lucrative because one, it doesn't require a lot of moving parts, and it doesn't require a lot of like inventory and stuff like that. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, cleaning supplies and a person to clean. I mean, training is almost, you need training, but I mean, how extensive is the training portion of cleaning? Most people who are going to clean for you know the basics of cleaning, right? You might want to do it a certain way, but cleaning businesses are good businesses to have. I feel maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, cleaning services are going to be one of the biggest markets out there. It's not prevalent yet, but it will be. So I want you to look at industries as like, I call it the lazy factor. What industries can you get rich off of people's laziness that has no main competitor? Think about it like this. If I don't want to drive somewhere, I call Uber. If I wanted not to cook, I call Pizza Hut. If I wanted, somebody to come walk my dog, I call Rover. If I wanted somebody to come clean my house, I go to and that's where you make your money at. There's no industry. If I wanted to go to a laundromat, what laundromat would I go to? Industry disruptor. There's no major laundromat services. They tried to scale laundromats, but it just doesn't scalable. It's not a scalable business nationwide. That's why you have niche areas for laundromats. Right? Let's say you wanted to hire a maid service. Where you going? Google? Cool. Are you the first person when they Google maids in your area, cleaning service, your area? If they Google that, are you the first 1, 2, or 3 that comes up? Because if you're not, nobody strolls. Let's be real. Anything past the 4th option is not even an option. So I teach you how to make your business Googleable. How you rank at the top. You got to pay for that spot. You want to be the best, you got to pay. Say word. But yeah, cleaning businesses are great, especially if you already have reoccurring clientele, you have subscription service, you already have the staff in place, you already have a good team in place, and you have a network of people that you can rely on to do the cleaning, right? I'm not trying to go clean. Actually, I comically enjoy cleaning, but I'm not trying to go do the work though. I'll sit right here and manage that shit just like a phone dispatcher. Boop, 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 boop. If y'all get that reference. Some of y'all are too young for that. I need help with business funding. Okay, I got you. Link in the bio. Anybody interested? I'll kind of talk about some of my services, my commercial break. Tap the screen for 15 seconds. Make sure you follow while I'm giving my little commercial spiel. I try to do it every 15 minutes. I offer business funding, business credit, personal credit rebuilding. Also do lines of credit. I also do consulting. I also do tax returns. I also do teach you how to evaluate, buy, and scale businesses. Teach you how to buy and sell, scale real estate. Teach you how to invest, mutual funds, ETFs, 401k, IRAs, any type of investment account you got. If you want to get into UILs or IRUs, we can break that down. You want to get into crypto, I can break that down if you want to. A lot of that stuff is trash. But hey, what do I know? And I really can't think of all the stuff off the top of my head. I had a sheet of paper with all the stuff on it, but it's somewhere floating around, but I don't have it on me right there. But all the stuff that I said, I generally will focus on all of it because I think every person on this beautiful planet needs all of those. There's no one way to do this. And I think you need to learn them all because you can have a business bringing in 50K a month, but if your spending sucks, you have shitty credit and you don't pay your bills on time, or you're not investing anything you make, you just spending it on cars and clothes and jewelry and junk, it's irrelevant. And if you have great credit and only thing you're using for your credit is to buy consumer products, yeah, Sephora and Louis Vuitton, it's just trash, right? You need to start leveraging your credit to go make more money. And if you're investing, what's the rate of return are you getting, right? I've had people, they say, yo, man, I started this a while back. I don't know anything about it. Let me see what you got in there. And then one guy said, I ain't logged in. I had an account. One guy had an account for 12 years. 12 years. And he said, I've been investing in this account for 12 years. I just put it in there and I forgot it was even in there. I said, what you got in there? He said, shit, I got to have at least 100 grand. Easily 100 grand. I said, okay, cool. Let's find out. I said, okay, let's do it. It took him like 3 days to get access to the account. This guy had like $17,000 in this account. And I said, first of all, brother, give me a hug. That's a deflated tire if I ain't never seen one. Then I said, now it's time for us to get to work. We gotta revamp all of this, man. Because I looked at his rate of return. He was making like 4.5% on his return, and he was only contributing 1% of his paycheck. 1% of his paycheck was the equivalent, I think it was like $70 or something a month. It was nothing. It was horrible. I was just like, oh my goodness. I said, they match. He said, yeah, they do. Up to what, 5%? He said, yeah. Okay, so if you put 5% in, and that's $500, you get an extra free $500. So now you're at $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month times 12 months, that's $12,000. That's almost more than half of what you made over the last 12 years. He said, yeah, I know. I said, all right, let's fix this, please. So you don't know what you don't know until you start talking to people who do know what they're talking about. All right. Someone says, how do you analyze buying an existing business? Can we hire someone? Yeah. Me. If you wanted to evaluate, if you want to do an existing business, there's multitude of things you want to focus on. You want to focus on cash flow, the P&Ls. You want to focus on existing debts. You want to focus on the different types of loans. You want to focus on down payment. You want to focus on your credit score, whether you own that type of business or if you even know anything about that industry. And there's a multitude of loans and different programs out there to acquire those type of loans. If you want the government assistance, which is the best way to go, you're going to need a 680 credit score. And there's multiple different packages: SBA Express, SBA Flat, SBA 7A, SBA 504, and then a general business loan. General business loan is $5 million or more. More likely, you're not going to even qualify for that. But if you want SBA 7A, you're going to be between $350,000 and $5 million. $5 million at a 10% down payment of a 680 credit score, you can buy that type of business. And then you got to do what's called debt servicing. Debt servicing is when you're sure that money that comes in from that business can cover the loan. So for example, let's say if a business is making cash flow to you, SED, seller discretionary earnings, which is, let's say, is bringing in $100,000 a year to you, your pocket. You buy the business for $1 million. So the $1 million, you're going to put $100,000 down. So your payment is going to be, you're going to have to finance $900,000. $900,000 at a 10% interest rate is $90,000. So you're going to finance from the bank $990,000 over the next 10 years. $990,000 over the next 10 years is $99,000 payment every year. $99,000 payment every year. But if you sell a discretionary earnings or your cash flow is $100,000, you're bringing in $99,000. You make $1,000 a year, or comically something in the range of like $88 a month. Do you want to make $88 a month while taking on $1 million debt and putting $100,000 down? No, that is dumb. You need to know how to evaluate businesses. That's why I teach you. You need to learn. If you want to get into it, click the link in my bio. I talk about this shit all day. I just do stuff like that to show people I know what I'm talking about. And I just gave you simple math to kind of show you how this stuff works. I'll show you where to find them, which ones you can buy, which ones you qualify for, which are the best ones to buy, which are the shitty ones, how to evaluate cash flow, how to evaluate seller discretionary earnings, how to evaluate P&Ls, how to evaluate profit and losses, how to evaluate year-to-dates, how to evaluate the tax returns, how to negotiate with the owners, how to might even get sellers financing to help you assist with the down payment or to even purchase it straight up through them, because there's tax benefits to having an owner sell you a business without going through the bank. So that's what we talk about. He says, thanks. Appreciate it. No problem. They're not like us. They're not like us. Someone said, I got 2K waiting to put into the market. Link in the bio, huh? I'll break it down for you. I got so many questions. They're not like us. They're not like us. Da, 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 da. They not like us. Someone said I made $70,000 in passive income from buying a franchise. Took 2 years. Hey, too easy. You know, I don't really. Sometimes I don't like the word passive because sometimes a lot of times you got to do some work. You got to do something to maintain that process. Sometimes it's a little more extensive than others, but you still got to do stuff for it. Someone said block somebody as a scam account. Uh-oh, say less. I don't see who he is. Hold on, let me see. I got you. All right, boom. Later, dude. Boop. Yeah, don't be getting in the chat be trying to hype people up, tell them bull crap. How long does it take from start to end doing an SBA loan? Good question. It really depends on your loan, but generally it could take 4 to 8 weeks. It depends on the loan though. You have what's called an SBA 7A. An SBA express loan. SBA loan, express loans can take up to 4 weeks. A SBA express, now SBA a 7A loan or a 405, they take a little longer because it's more paperwork and stuff like that, and you're going for more money. So yeah, that's a great question. They're not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us. Business to start with 25,000. Well, first of all, my guy, we don't start businesses. We buy them. And $25,000, if you find the right deal, you can get something working. I would be looking for owner financing deals, and I'll be looking for yeah, you can get something started. But 25,000, I would probably try to raise more money too. Go to the banks and raise more capital. Use their capital to assist you with that down payment because your money's cool, but someone else's is better. And if you have to use yours, then use yours. If you don't have to use yours, then use somebody else's. Right? So, for example, if you have 25,000 and then you go to the bank and raise another 50,000, now you got 75,000. Now your buying power, you have more buying power. So just something to think about. I like to, you know, tell people they have more options than just what they see in front of them. You know, capital is not hard to raise, but it is a process. You have to know what's going on. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to understand the risk of raising capital. It's crazy, man. I'll show people how to evaluate businesses. I show people how to buy real estate, and then while I work on their business structure, and then I'll get them funds, and as soon as they get the funds, it's like I never hear from them again. It's almost like you already know what they're doing. I mean, you don't got to hear me say the same stuff over and over again. You kind of get the gist of it. But it's all good. 25 grand, that's a decent amount of money, though. You can get a lot started. Someone said, I have $3.8 million net worth. Awesome. I have $1 million in the house. I'm 63, $400,000 worth of income. So where's your net worth at? If you have like it's weird. You have $3.4 million net worth. You're 63. You make $400,000 a year. If your house is worth $1 million, probably paid off. You have a $3.4 million net worth. So you have 2.4 in probably 401k and other assets. Shit, you almost at the finish line, man. I would and get into like some type of fund that pays dividend or pay interest every year. But 2.4 in the right account, if you had that kind of liquid, I'll probably put you at like 1.5 liquid. 1.5 liquid. I'll put this on my handy dandy calculator. And then your pension and stuff like that's going to pay out every year though. So how you make $400,000 a year? What the hell you do? You'll be making just in interest $200,000 a year, right? But if you go from $215,000 a year, if you go from $400,000 to $250,000 a year, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. It's almost like if you made $50,000 a year and then you go to $25,000 a year. It's like half your salary. But you're not bad off. What I would do is I would try to get out the majority of my debt and try to save as much money as possible to put it in something. Someone said I've been drinking. You better not. I got the side hustle stuff down. Yeah, I'll meet a lot of people that got good side hustles, but they don't do nothing with the money. Like, if you have a side hustle and you take your side hustle money, if you have side hustle and you take your side hustle money and live off of it, then you're contradicting yourself. You're not doing anything. If you're taking money that you spend your extra time earning just to spend it on more dumb stuff, then you're not doing anything. So you say you got a side hustle down, I'll even put you at an extra, I don't know, $500 a month or $500 a week. That's $2,000 a month, right? What you doing with that $2,000 a month? Now, if you're saying, well, I bought a new car, so I can that side hustle is paying for my new car, that's dumb. That doesn't make any sense. You're taking income to buy more debt. You're pretty much making your revolving debt bigger, right? You got to learn how to take that extra money, put it to work. You need to take the extra money you're making, and put it to work. You need to take the money you're making at your job and cut the fat, and then put that to work, right? So let's say if you're making $4,000 a month, the average person makes $54,000 a year or some shit like that, right? So I'll say $4,000 a month, which is $48,000 a year. Let's say you're making $4,000 a month. How much are all your bills every month? Go. You should be within $100 range of knowing exactly how much money you spend every month. Every month. It's called a budget, people. A lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people just wing it. And when I say stuff like, y'all think y'all good with money, but you don't know how much money you spend every month. Right? If I say how much money you spend every month, and you say the number, and you're not within $100 of that, you have no clue what you're doing. Go to your bank account, put last 30 days, look at your expenses. What was the total? I promise you'll be $2,000 over what you probably said. $1,500 over what you said. $1,000 over what you said. Because we hate work. We hate wanting to work for money, but we love spending that shit. We love shit going out. Now, once you realize you have a spending problem, let's cut the fat. Let's see what you're spending your money on and reduce it by a lot. A lot. Damn near half. And when people say, I can't live off half, yeah, you can. I did it for years. My paycheck in the military was $1,000 a month. I had a wife and a stepkid. $1,000 a month. And we made it work. So when people say they can, and I was investing. So when people say they can't do it, I don't believe it. I don't even remotely believe it. I don't want to hear it. If I can do it with 1,000, you can do it with 4,000. Cut the fat. If it's not a necessity, get rid of it. Right? These things are temporary because 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years down the road, when you making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a month, do you care you miss Love Island? Do you care you miss some stupid ass series on Netflix? You gonna care that you missed the Atlanta Falcons game or the Super Bowl because you didn't have cable? Now you can go to the Super Bowl. You know? Look at the greater good. Sacrifice some football games to be the number one donor at the football games. You a college fan? You want to watch the college games? Or you want to be the number one booster of the college, your college team? And the players will come with you and hang with you during like certain holidays and stuff like that because you're one of the number one boosters who donated tons of money. You're the guy or girls who sit on the sideline or stand on the sideline because you contributed so much money. That's a flex. Not, did you watch Love Island last night? Did you watch the Grammys last night? You watched the BET Awards last night? I don't give a fuck about that. Don't care about that. And you shouldn't either. These worldly things that you've been conditioned to like are all trash. They're all a distraction to keep you working these bullshit ass jobs and working and doing these minor tasks and getting you to forget your damn dreams. And a lot of people don't see it like that. Think that shit's a game. I mean, I think it's, you know, you got to give up something. Either you got to make more money, or you got to cut the fat, or you got to work on a side hustle. I recommend all three. If you could tell me who won the Super Bowl last year and you broke, you're fucking up. If you watch any of the Olympics and you're broke, you're messing up. If you took a vacation this year and you're broke or living check to check, you are messing up. Well, Mr. Richard, life is short. Yeah. You know what ain't short? 8-hour work shifts, an hour commute every day. That shit ain't short. You know what's short? My commute from my bedroom to my office. That's short. You know what's short? The amount of time it takes me to get wired $100,000 off a real estate deal. That's short. You worry about the wrong short. You worry about the wrong short. Life is short. No, my patience is short. For people that say stuff like that, that's what's short. What's happening? What's up? Got that thing fired up. What's happening? What's up? Got that thing fired up. What's happening? What's up? My dog. What's happening? Getting caught up on comments. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right. I'm actually saving. We don't save, brother. We invest. Saving for what? A rainy day? I saved $3,000 at the beginning of the year and took a chance on Forex. Oh, I lost all my money. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. We got another victim. Forex is trash. Sports betting, trash. IULs, trash. Crypto, trash. Scat packs, trash. Really? Yeah, really. Trash. How we go? Here's my logic and thinking on Forex trading. And I'm going to give you a little quick analogy called think tanks. Okay? Okay? Whenever you get to a higher level of investing, right? Day trading, calling shots, puts, stop loss, all of that kind of stuff. Whenever you get into that type of stuff, watching the market, trying to ride the waves and stuff like that, there's levels to it. You can be the best Forex trader in the world, but you will never, ever outperform hedge funds and think tanks. So what a think tank is, so I want you to think of a company right there, right? Okay, so you have brokerages or financial houses, and then you have hedge funds, right? But they're kind of the same thing. A brokerage house is like the big dogs, right? The Fidelity, the Charles Schwab, the Goldman Sachs, all of those guys. And within those, they have what's called think tanks. And in those think tanks is a group of people, and all they do is talk about money, the market, trends, trying to ride waves or ride waves up or ride waves down. They're trying to ride up cycles and short down cycles. Now, I got a job offer to be a think tank guy. You get a flat fee and you get commission depending on how good you do. So, for example, let's say my salary was $300,000, and then I met one of the people that also did it, but they worked there, I didn't. They hire the smartest financial people out there. The MITs, the Harvard, the Yale, the Princetons, the Browns, the Cornells, the Stanfords, some of the smartest people in the world. They're super, super nerdy. They're super, super analytical. And they still get it wrong. And you're telling me that you're going to outthink and perform guys and girls who sit in pretty much offices and rooms and collaborate and think of all the different ways to make money. This is their day. They get in there at 9 and they probably leave at 8. 10 hours a day. That's all they do. And you trying to like ride a TikTok trend, or you might have a good hunch about something, and you're going to outperform these guys while sitting in your basement eating a cucumber sandwich while the kids running around talking about daddy, daddy, take me to the park? No, not even close. You might get lucky every once in a while, but statistically, you cannot predict the market. Nobody can predict the market. These are the smartest people in the world, and they still get it wrong. And you're going to do it sitting in your pajamas, watching Maury, eating ice cream at 2 a.m? Forget about it. That's why all that shit over time loses. Because you might hit every once in a while. Even a broke clock right twice. You might hit every once in a while, but over time, statistically, you will not win. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm not trying to damn bust your bubble. I'm not trying to be an asshole. It just doesn't work long term. If you want to generate wealth and be rich in America, you have to play the long game. You will not get rich overnight. You will not get a hunch that a little, and then bet the farm on it. And if you do hit, congratulations. You statistically beat the system once. Take your winnings and never touch it again. But you know what people do? They got 3,000. They put it on something. Now I'm up 1,000. They took the 4,000. They put 1,500 on it. Now they have 5,500. Shit, I got this down now. They put the whole 5,500 on it and they lose. I personally have never met a successful long-term full-time day trader. And I hang with a lot of rich people. I've personally never, ever, sports betting, crypto, Forex, UILs, all of that shit, never. And I hang with some of the snootiest people, gated community. I'm on a golf course. Everybody in my neighborhood is a millionaire. Hey, what do you do? It ain't none of that shit. None of it. So what's the difference? You cannot sustain that trash over a long period of time. And if you're sitting there telling me you can, show me. I want to see your finances, and I want to see a long period of time, and you're not working. You might hit it every once in a while. Not over a 5-year, 10-year period. It ain't happening. It's not happening. You making money. You made money during COVID. Show me. 2020, 2022. Show me your finances. How much money you made during a down market? You made money 2019 or 2017? Show me. You made money during 2012? Show me. You made money to 2019 or 2008? Show me. You made money during 9/11? Show me. There ain't no fucking way. There's no way. Everything was going down. You might have did a lot of shorts, but you would have to damn near short the majority of the market. But not everything went down. So it's almost irrelevant. I'm not too worried about Forex though. Yeah, don't worry about that shit. It's trash, man. That's just my opinion though, right? But I'm sure somebody gonna come for me in the comments. I got a buddy. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I got a buddy who used to date Mr. T too. Yeah, I got a homeboy who best friends with Beyonce. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I know. Yeah, show me. It don't work, people. Stop trying to get rich quick. Stop trying to do these chase scams. Stop trying to do these Forex shit. You're not. It doesn't work that fast. You got to play the long game to be financially rich or wealthy for a long period of time. Right? And the bad part about it is tag anybody that you think makes a lot of money in this shit and any of that stuff I said. Tell me, shoot me a DM. Mr. Richard, you're wrong. Cool. I'll fly you out. Let's go. Show me your finances. Log in. We'll see what happened. Get the fuck out of my face. Bye. We'll see. Technically, no. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Right? Look, here's my businesses. Here's how much my businesses make. How long I've been doing this. Here's my numbers. Here's my tax returns. Next, your turn. We'll see what happened is I did no, piss off. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. I'm thinking about buying a solar panel company or a roofing company. It'd be worth it. Ooh. I actually have a buddy who teaches you how to scale from the ground up roofing companies. So if you ever really want to get into it, shoot me a DM. or click the link in the bio and join the free class. Treat her right. You got that, treat her right. What's happening, sirs, man? What's going on? Someone said I need to get my crap together. Yeah, we all do. Right? I mean, one thing about it is, it's really not about getting your crap together. It's not like a long jump. It ain't like you take off sprinting as fast as you can and then you jump as far as you can and hoping for the best. It's not like that. It's almost like walking a marathon. You know it's far, but you walk everywhere. Now you just have a destination. You just got to start. You just have to start. You just have to get your shit together and start. It ain't a sprint, jump as far as you can, hope you make it to the other side. That ain't gonna work. You have to start walking, and then once you get to a goal, let's set a goal. Okay, let's do a half a mile. You get that half a mile, cool. Let's stop, take a break, get some water, cool down, relax for a second, stretch out a little bit. You ready? All right, let's get to walking. And that's how you do it, man. And then one day you'll look back and you're like, holy shit, I done walked 10 miles. Okay. Was that bad? Actually, it really wasn't. I thought it would be worse than that. A lot of people think it is. You just have to start. You just have to do something, and you have to do something that is actually, I hate the term moving the needle. You have to do stuff that is actually making traction, because a lot of people, just like the Forex guy, they're thinking that they're getting ahead, and we're walking a marathon and they taking off sprinting. Man, I gotta get to the end of this race. Well, you're not gonna do it sprinting. And then I catch up to you a mile down the road and you've been collapsed and overheated yourself. Now you're in the hospital. Man, that was a good analogy. So you can't sprint a marathon, right? And a lot of people try to take shortcuts. The chase shit, yo, man, I'm gonna deposit a fake check, then I'm gonna take out the $30,000, and then I'm gonna flip that, right? And then they're gonna do something stupid with it. Then they're gonna probably go to jail. They're gonna spend $30,000 in lawyer fees. It's done. You're not gonna do it trying to take shortcuts. There's only a handful of ways that you can, on a handful of things you can do to be financially successful, financially free in this America, right? And statistically, I hate to make this about race, but statistically, put your money where old, rich white people have been putting it for years. And if it's anything other than that, you damn near can miss me with it. Business ownership, fixing your personal credit, investing, and real estate. Everything else is comically a joke. But hey, whatever, man. That's just my personal opinion. But thank everybody for being here, man. Let's do some check-ins. What we got going on? YouTube, I see y'all. Twitch, I see you too. Twitter, could be doing a little better, but it's all good. Instagram, I see y'all. I see y'all. Appreciate y'all being here. Facebook, TikTok. I'm about to get off here in a sec. I'm getting tired. Someone said, write down a budget, get out of debt, quality relationships, save your money, invest, index funds. Yeah, that's a good start. There's a couple things I would change though. All right, here we go. Let's focus on that. Writing down budget. I'll use like a weight loss program as an example. Like we've all told ourselves, man, I'm gonna cut the fat. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to eat better. And then you'll do it for like 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and you're just like, I need a pizza, right? Um, what a lot of people don't do is they don't factor in like junk, or they don't try to taper themselves off. You know, a lot of people when they think of a budget, if you're making $4,000 a month, you say, okay, I'm gonna reduce my spending from 4,000 to 2,000. No, man, you don't have to like dramatically cut the fat or dramatically reduce your expenses. You can slowly but surely, okay, let me pick one thing this month that I know I don't need. Uh, okay, Hulu. Let me cut Hulu this month, and then 2 months from now, I'm going to cut something else. You know, and then but you learn to live without certain things. Or next month, I'm gonna cut something else. Or next month, I'm not gonna eat out as much. Or next month, I'm only gonna have a budget of $200 to eat out, and then I'm gonna reduce it to $150 a month. Then I'm gonna reduce it to $100 a month. Then I'm gonna reduce it to $50 a month. Will I just get rid of eating out? Probably not. So let me reduce. Let me just at least get $50 to eat out a month. And now you go, you know, you slowly but surely you're winging yourself off. It's like when you're, you know, if you're an alcoholic or you're in drugs, you're trying to go cold turkey. It's kind of hard to do. You have to start winging yourself off. It's the same thing with a budget, and it's the same thing with your finances. You're not just going to wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm ready to be rich. Cut all my expenses, cut everything, cut the fat." You know, I'm kind of dramatic like that. I would probably do it, but you don't. Most people aren't like that, right? I'm kind of a different animal. So if you can't do it like that, just take it 1 month at a time. Cut one thing every month or every 2 months and see if you just have to have it. And if you have to have it, I guess you get it back, but then get rid of something else. But inevitably and eventually, the goal is to get um, to have a budget that's so tight, you know how much money you're spending every month, damn near to the $50. Anything over to that, you're messing up. Then he said, get out of debt, which there's good debt and there's bad debt. Good debt puts money in your pocket every month. Bad debt takes money out your pocket every month. If you stop working, how much money is coming out your account? That's not a living expense. Like you have, you know, a house is a living expense. Cars, do you need a car payment? No, you don't. But some people consider them living expenses. I don't. You don't need a damn $50,000 Hellcat. You know, I had a buddy. I don't know if he's watching this or not. If he is, oh well. He had a $65,000 Hellcat and a $45,000 F-150. And I said, yo, bro, you got damn near $110,000 worth of car payments. He said, yeah, man, I'm a bigger guy. The Hellcat's for fun. And then I use the truck as like my cruiser every day. And in his head, it made sense. And I was like, what's the payment on this? He said the truck was 8, the Hellcat was 12. I said, you spending $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month on car payments. That's not including insurance or maintenance. Whatever, man. And then bad part about it is